Good morning, dear students. So once again, I welcome you all on this online session of our class 12 information technology subject. Now, since from yesterday onwards we have begun the unit 2, so we will be discussing the concepts of unit 2. Now, in our yesterday's discussion, we have discussed about what are web-based application and the concept of web browser. Now, in our today's class, we will be discussing some of the online reservation system, their advantages for the users, for the user client as well as for consumers as well as for providers. Advantages of those applications for the user as well as for the providers. So we will begin our discussion first of all with the topic that is online reservation systems. Okay, as the name itself indicates, you might have already went through some of the online website by means of which you can book or you can purchase or book tickets for, say it is for, whether it is for travel, whether it is for watching movies or viewing some content, correct, by means of a particular application, a software application as well as the internet facilities. So this is the concept of online reservation system, correct. Now inside this online reservation system there are certain categories. For example, say we need to purchase airline ticket, railway bookings we need to do. Third one is bus ticket, movie, ticket, hotel bookings, travel bookings, and so on, correct. So there are lot of online reservation systems which are available. We can avail airline tickets, railway, bus, movie tickets, holiday booking, travel booking. All those things can be done by means of online reservation system. So in general, online reservation system is simply the usage of internet and a software application for performing reservation or booking of certain holiday packages, railway tickets, airline or certain kind of bookings. Okay, so this is the concept of online reservation system. Now there are certain examples, there are certain advantages of online reservation system. Whenever we go ahead with this online booking in any of the websites or by using any of the application, there are two kinds of advantages. The advantages are meant for both the providers as well as for the consumers. Means the services which is being provided by say these services are provided by certain companies. For example, say for airline, Make My Trip, suppose. For railway, say IRCTC. For bus, say Red Bus. For movie, say PVR Cinemas. For hotel, say Ixigo. For travel, say some other application, correct. So these are the list of certain reservation system which are provided by means of online reservation system. Now whenever we go ahead with this online reservation system, there are lots of advantages. These advantages are meant both for providers as well as for the consumers. Okay, so who are providers? and who all are consumers in here. Now, the providers are the firms or the organization who provide this application for availing such kind of services, while the consumers are the general common people who uses these facilities in order to avail the services provided by the providers. Okay, so online reservation system, under this several several categories of reservation systems are there. Now this has got various advantages. These advantages are made for both provider as well as consumer. The providers are those who provide these services. Providers are those firms or organizations who gives these services, who provide this application, and the consumers are the common people who uses those applications in order to avail the services. Now we will discuss one by one each and every disadvantages of consumer as well as providers. So let me first discuss the definition. Let me note down the definition followed by its advantage. Okay, so an online reservation system allows booking cancellation of tickets for tours and travels via means of internet. Now, as I said earlier, it consists of several options, such as first one is airline, to railway, bus, movie, travel, hotel, meetings, car rental, tour and travel. Now I will depict few of the examples as well. For this, the simplest is my trip. Then railway it is IRCTC. Bus it is say red bus. And for movie it is say PVR cinemas. And for hotel booking, say Ixigo. Car rental, say Ola, Maybe, etc. And for tour and travel booking, few agencies are. Okay, I don't remember actually, so I have not written. You can search it over the internet and you can note it. So this is the concept of online reservation system. Now we will discuss one by one the benefits of online reservation system for the consumer, followed by the benefits or the advantages of this system for the providers. So here we will discuss. Okay, please note down. I am giving you the time. So let us move to the advantages of online reservation system for consumers first. Advantages for consumers, and on the right hand side we will discuss the advantages for providers. We will simply discuss the points based on our discussion. You people simply note down in detail. Okay. So first is, we will begin our discussion from advantages for consumers. So the first point of discussion here is convenience. Convenience. Okay, so the first advantages of online reservation system for consumer is convenience. Convenience, what actually it means? See, a simple user or the consumer can avail this service at will at any location if he possesses simply a desktop or as well as internet connection. Wherever he is physically present, at what time he needs to do, it depends on his or her own choice, and based on his or her own convenience he can select any time duration, any location, and using his desktop as well as the internet facility he can choose, he can use this, or he can avail this online reservation service. So this is the concept of convenience. Convenience means जहाँ पे जिस तरह से उसे सुविधा हो, जहाँ पे वो करना चाहे, जहाँ पे वो सर्विस अवेल करना चाहे, उसी लोकेशन पे वो कर सकता है, उसी टाइम ड्यूरेशन पे कर सकता है, सिर्फ उसके पास होना चाहिए इंटरनेट और कंप्यूटर. That's it. The second one is price comparison. The second advantages of online reservation system for consumer is price comparison. You might have seen, in order to avail a certain service, lot many applications are there. एक ही चीज को अवेल करने के लिए, सपोज टिकट करना है रेलवे का, तो उसके पास IRCTC ऐप है, फिर और बहुत सारा ऐप है जैसे कि confirmticket.com. तो वो जो है 2-3 वेबसाइट पे सर्च करके, 2-3 एप्लीकेशन पे सर्च करके he can choose the best suited as per his requirement, the best one which suits his requirement, and after comparing the price he can select the best price. He can select that particular application which provides the best price, means cheapest and easiest mode. Okay, so price comparison is possible by means of online reservation system. This is the second benefit for consumer. The third benefit for consumer is security. Security. Now what happens whenever we need to avail those services, whenever there is a need for availing online reservation or online booking services, the first things that comes to our mind is security, whether our transaction will be secure or not, whether the debit card which we have utilized might not get misused at later half. So in order to do so, whenever we are taking the help of those services, first of all, the application simply asks for creation of our own account, personal account. We need to create our own personal account, which is generally being protected by user ID and password. Combination of user ID and password, which are 128-bit encrypted. Okay, using 128-bit encryption, they are being encrypted. So there is no possibility of our data theft if we are simply conscious. In such situation, we can use this user ID, combination of user ID and password, and it will protect our data as well as information, and it will not compromise anything. So this is third facility, that is security. The fourth one is confirmation of reservation. See here what happens in this fourth category. This is also a benefit or advantage for the consumers. Once a consumer has availed the service, after confirmation, once he has booked the ticket, he will get a confirmation message regarding the berth or the seat allotted to him by means of a PDF ticket which will be generated, or the transaction reference number which will be generated once we perform the transaction. Okay, so once we have availed that service, our confirmation message will appear regarding the reservation. So this is also one of the most important benefit. Then the fifth one is see, in case of online reservation system, choices can also be made by the consumer while availing the service. Choices in a sense, suppose he is interested in a seat which is a window seat. Then based on his or her choice, he can select that window seat. Based on his or her own choice, he can select his or her own berth. Suppose he is traveling during the winter. In such situation, what happens? In railways, the lower berth becomes cold. So, in order to keep himself protected, if he chooses upper berth, then it can be selected. So, this is also an advantage of online reservation system, that is choice making is possible. Then the sixth one is time saving. How time is getting saved? See, while availing online services, we are not supposed to be in a queue. Correct? We are not required to be in a queue. Simply using the internet and a desktop, we can avail the services. So, in this process, it reduces lots of our time. Then, sometimes during the festival season, whenever we are using certain apps, they will be providing certain discount scheme also. Okay, whenever we are using any of the online reservation system and booking system during that certain festivals, in such situation, during that time period or time duration, they will provide certain discount scheme also, and we can avail those discount while purchasing or booking our ticket. So these are the advantages, 7 advantages, basic advantages available for the consumer whenever they utilize the online reservation services. Now, apart from this, providers, the service provider also has got lots of advantages. In online reservation. First one is requiring less staffing. See, in order to provide online facilities need less staffing, as it can be automated, means by means of automation tools. By means of certain automation tools, they can provide those services in order to handle all those, only 2-3 staff might be required to handle the whole task. So it will simply reduce the human effort and reduce the organization's cost. Correct? Reduce the organization cost because it will reduce the number of staffs which will be required to perform the task. The second one is no special restrictions. No special restriction. What does this mean? Special means space. Space restriction is also not there whenever we are availing these services, or whenever a service provider provides any of the online services. Special restriction does not apply to the service provider. He can provide those services from his or her own garage, from his backyard, from his or her lawn, wherever the small space is available. If internet and computer is there, then he or she can provide that particular service, and there is special the restriction of space is also not there. So this is the second advantage for providers. The third one is global access. The third one is global access. The service provider can provide these services which can be accessed globally by any of the user, or wherever a person is located, at which location he or she is present, it will not hamper the online reservation system process. Globally it can be accessed via means of computer and internet. So these are certain advantages of online reservation, concept of online reservation, advantages for consumer as well as provider. So for today I would like to conclude our discussion with this much topic. Thank you.